Hey there, possums. Thank you all for joining me to share some very exciting news. There's a lot to cover this evening, so I'm just going to jump right in and start by taking a look back. So when the six of us started the adventures of the Apollo Protection Agency, we had no idea what this project would become. Hell, we didn't even know that our main show would be called the Apollo Protection Agency. And now, after 3.5 years, we have six regular shows and a yearly online convention. And we even have our own custom mini game with Titanium Mike's Fight Rock. All this to say, we have grown tremendously over the last few years, and that is all thanks to you, our listeners and community. Whether we are following the adventures of the APA, tracking the next job for Roland and the crew of Live and Let Fly, enjoying the hijinks of the Hacky Sack heroes, meeting new people as well as new characters in STF and Friends, or checking in with that totally not secret but definitely secret show we do with our good friends over at Hideous Laughter, our love of gaming has propelled a mountain of story-driven content. Adding into that, we have found a lot of joy in discovering and writing the evolution of Tom Talks, STFU, and the new edition of STF Conline panels. Talking about our favorite hobby outside of the games with other people who provide their own interesting perspectives has been an added gift for us. We are so fortunate to have had the opportunities to meet so many wonderful new friends. But what has been really the most incredible thing about this entire endeavor is you, our community. Y'all have been so supportive, insightful, and kind. Getting to listen to your reactions as you work your way through the APA, debating rule interpretations in Discord, and sitting down to play with you all at STFCon. Well, y'all are such a huge part of our lives now. All of us are grateful for that. Without y'all, we would not have been able to achieve what we have, and we just can't ever thank you enough. So here we are now, nearing 4 years as STF, and we took a lot of time this year to take stock of where we are at, who we are, who our community is, and what we want our future to look like. So that is what we are here to talk about, STF's future. I'm going to lead off tonight with what we think is the biggest piece of news and what may be the most surprising. None of you guessed it. The STF network is rebranding. After 3 years in the TTRPG podcasting space, we have been feeling that our existing brand wasn't fully representing what our network has to offer. Don't worry, you'll still know us as the STF network, but STF will now stand for Strange Table Fellows. We wanted to make this change because while our main cast is from the Southern US, our virtual table has grown to include players from other regions and other countries. And we felt that the name Southern Tomfoolery was just too geographically limiting, and honestly, didn't really convey what it is that we do. Southern Tomfoolery is a name carried over from a different podcast from a different time about a different hobby. And so as we were looking forward to 2023 and all the things that we want to do, we decided we want our name to reflect our future and our more expanded goals. I know this is a significant change, but we are all very excited about this new chapter for the STF network. We want our current listeners to feel welcome, and that you too are a part of our strange table, and for new and potential listeners to be able to easily understand what we are. A group of friends who are a lot weird, and who love playing TTRPGs together. We had quite the discussion to arrive here, but we think that this new name, Strange Table Fellows, captures that same core of who we are. We are a little strange and a little irreverent, and we certainly are in this together in fellowship. We've got a little nod to the Bard himself because we believe in good storytelling and strong characters. We play tabletop games, so we're putting that front and center so that as our community grows, they know exactly what we do. We know that this name will represent that our table is also a table that you are welcome at, because all of our possums are perhaps a little strange, but they're ours, and we love you. So maybe I'm going a little long here. Trust me, it's going to be much longer. But we are truly grateful for the support that you have given us that has brought us here to this moment. And we're glad to bring a new twist on the STF name that recognizes all of you and takes us further. But the new name isn't all that we're excited about. Although the words behind our brand may have changed, our commitment to bringing you high quality content has not. In fact, we have even more new and updated projects in store. So everybody take a deep breath. We got a lot to cover. So let's talk about what 2023 looks like for the Strange Table Fellows Network. So the main feed. As many of you have probably presumed, we are excited to officially announce that after the completion of Devastation Arc, we will be playing Drift Crashers and Drift Hackers as the next 2 seasons on the main STF feed on a show called Drift Delvers. As it looks now, it will probably be near the end of 2023 before Drift Delvers starts. However, we're just so excited for this to be the next story on the main feed. I've read through all of the Drift Crashers now, and I'm so amped for this adventure. I'm trying not to overhype it since it's so far away, but y'all, this adventure is wild. If you can hold out and not read it until we do it, there are some quite fun surprises indeed. That being said, there's still so much great stuff left for the Apollo Protection Agency. These next 2 books of Devastation Arc are amazing. And as we get further and further into higher level play, we are really going to see some epic scenarios play out with your favorite heroes that started it all. So all in all, we are still so stoked for our weekly game, the one that started everything, and we are excited to close one chapter and to open another. But there's so much more, you're going to be hearing me say that a lot, to the Strange Table Fellows Network, so let's move on to some of our other announcements. Let's talk about Live and Let Fly. Live and Let Fly has been such a success as our second main show. This adventure brings such a different vibe to the network, and while featuring all the things that STF brings to our content, I just want to personally give Zach a shout out for the fantastic work that he's doing as the GM for this show and all the prep and character work that has come with it. I know the rest of the cast is loving this crew and this adventure, and it seems like our community is into it too. Live and Let Fly continues strongly into 2023 with, I think, some of the most exciting parts of this adventure at the forefront. Yeah, I mean, Zach doesn't tell us much, but I know he's excited for the rest of this book and the 3rd book, so I can't wait to get into it. There will be some minor changes to the format that I'll talk about a little bit later, but for all intents and purposes, Live and Let Fly will remain unchanged and a core part of our content lineup. All right, STF and Friends. STF and Friends has been such an amazing addition to our network. These runs have been such a success for us with fantastic cast. Starting with Junker's Delight and moving through Twin Heist, Feast of Ravenmore, and Bandcamp on into Redshift Rally, these arcs have allowed us to find new dynamics and new voices at our table. Indeed, I could say that it brought us some strange fellows to our table, maybe? We have had so much fun with these smaller form adventures and bringing these live to you on Mondays. So for those reasons, we are pleased to announce that STF and Friends will continue, and we have scheduled the GMs for the 2023 season. I will continue running Redshift Rally into 2023. I expect this to be done no later than April, but you all know how these things go. After that, there will be 3 short arcs, the first of which, Emily will be running a short, everybody hold on to your hats, D&D 5e game. Yep, we're going back to our roots. And Emily has found a super fun one-shot adventure and she's going to take a few of us plus whatever cast that she wants, hopefully. And we're going to see what happens. Bring a little 5e officially to the network. So that's exciting. And then Heath is going to be running the Skittermander Starfinder adventures after that. He is very excited to run a cast through the 3 Skitter adventures that are published now. I can't wait to see the cast we get for this game because it's going to be a blast. So whoever's going to be on that game, be ready. You're going to have to be full on Skittermander for a while. I am excited to announce that the 3rd of the small arcs is going to be myself running a module in the Traveler game system. I must admit, I have gotten the bug to check out what character creation is all about in this game. So I'm really pumped to run a full character creation session into a to be determined Traveler one shot just to give the system a full test run. The little bit that I have looked into it has got me excited, has got me pumped, and I can't wait to just see what tragedies befall our characters before we even start. I'm excited about these 3 because we're bringing some different systems to the network. And I think that's something that you'll continue to see as we do STF and Friends. And then for our next long form module arc coming in fall 2023, Heath will be GMing Starfinders to defy a dragon to close out the season. This adventure starts at level 10, features dragons and mechs, and is sure to be an epic arc for STF and Friends. I can't wait to see what Heath does with this. I know Heath is excited out of his mind to run this. Power Rangers and space and mechs and dragons. I mean, it's just, I will say, he is a little upset that it's not on Triaxis, but he's going to have to get over that. But yeah, Heath is really stepping forward in 2023. I think that you'll see throughout as trying to fill in the space as another major GM for STF, and I can't wait to see what he does. So that's going to be a super fun adventure, and will be our closing big arc for 2023. Stay tuned for cast announcements as each of these arcs get closer. Let's talk a little bit about Patreon. We're going to start with our Patreon exclusive shows. As many of you already know, Hacky Sack Heroes, the homebrew campaign that Emily has been just truly wonderfully GMing, will be coming to a close in the next few months. But don't worry, although the North Star crew may be flying off into the sunset, we will be catching up with a few other well-known characters. That's right, we're going back to the Shadow Plane with a short homebrew arc GM'd and written by myself, featuring the much-loved Shadow Party. I am super excited to write another adventure for the Shadow Protection Agency. This will release one longer episode a month, just like Hacky Sack Heroes. I, for one, can't wait to return back to Trelax, Tenna, and Gloombot, not to mention 2 new Shadow characters. Shadow indeed. This was going to fill up the space between the end of Hacky Sack Heroes and what will be our next kind of long-term Patreon exclusive show. So once the Shadow Protection Agency arc is completed, we'll be headed into a full-length adventure with Heath. Yep, Heath, here he comes again as the GM, running the crew through the Scoured Stars adventure path. Heath GMing a long-form adventure has been a long time coming, as I know he's been dying to do it. And with Scoured Stars being a more episodic style adventure, we felt this would be a perfect fit for our monthly bonus content show. I know, again, Heath and I have been talking about this quite a bit, and I know he's just super thrilled to be doing this. And it gives us a chance as STF to dive into the Starfinder Society lore and content that we kind of thought was never going to be something that we did. And this is just the perfect place for it. And we are super excited about that. So expect that to be sometime late summer, early fall of 2023. And that's going to carry us for a while. That's a 1 through 15 level adventure, once a month kind of deal. So strap in. We're going to scour some stars, maybe with a scrub pad. I don't know. I haven't read the adventure. And then Tom Talks will continue as a Patreon exclusive with Heath and guests dishing about all the STF content and happenings behind the scenes. So that's the content. Let's talk a little bit about the Patreon organization. In addition to all of this new content, we are rearranging a few Patreon tiers and goals to better serve you, the patrons, and to better fit our schedules and expand our gaming options. So regarding membership tier changes, we will be removing the Hacky Sack Heroes $2 tier, although current members will be grandfathered in at this current tier. And moving forward, access to all Patreon exclusive content will be available at the $5 tier. Also, some of the tier benefits are changing. Instead of using the fan-submitted crits and fumbles in Live and Let Fly, we will be moving them to use in STF and Friends and the Patreon exclusive Scoured Stars game that Heath will be running. We tried him in Live and Let Fly, and it's just not a fit for Zach's style, and I respect that. I think it'll be more fun in the Twitch kind of live, a little bit looser type adventures. And then as we're running different systems in STF and Friends, we'll also make sure that they will be there present for Scoured Stars and probably the Shadow Protection Agency. Why not? Let's throw them in there too. Okay, Patreon goals. So we've decided that at this time, the goal of a weekly release of Live and Let Fly is just not something that is feasible based on the full-time job schedules of this crew. So for the foreseeable future, Live and Let Fly will remain on a bi-weekly release schedule, and we will be removing the $2,000 weekly release goal. I know that's a bummer for a lot of you. I know a lot of you really want Live and Let Fly each week, but I think in order to maintain the quality and the sanity of the people involved making that show, that we need to keep it at bi-weekly. We've got a really nice rhythm with it, and we don't ever want to push it to a rate that it's no longer enjoyable, especially for the GM and for all of us, really. We want it to continue to be what it's been and grow. And so that's why we're taking that away. However, we're not going to just take it away and not offer something else. So we have a new goal. So this brings us to what I think is the other big announcement for this whole shindig that we're doing. We are setting a new Patreon goal at 1,300, not 2,000. And if we hit that, we're going to bring you a brand new show, and it's going to be a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. Yeah, that's it. We're getting into 2E. This system is one that many of the crew have been enjoying playing behind the scenes as well as on STF and Friends, and we just really want to be able to offer a full-length show using this great system. So if you've been waiting for the perfect excuse to become a patron or to upgrade your membership, here it is. I will say that this show will be available to everyone and will be released bi-weekly. We have not decided on the AP yet, but we have narrowed it down to a few top choices. Feel free to speculate wildly in the Discord. We are hoping we can hit this goal and be launching the show for summer of 2023, but that's up to you. We're just really excited about doing this show and hope that y'all are as well. I'm too eager to play this to keep that goal at 2,000, so we're dropping it for you guys to 1,300. It's crazy. It's crazy to add more content, but it's just, we want to do it, and we want you guys to hear it. So help us hit that goal and help us get there for summer 2023. I think it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be awesome. And yeah, I want to play some 2E. So help us make that happen. All right. Pitching aside, let's talk about something else. Oh, what do we got? Oh yeah, we kind of soft launched a winter STF con. I think we got conned by you guys to do this, but it's a good idea. So we've added a smaller winter STF con for our patrons. So this will be a more intimate online convention and will happen in January each year as a cool down and a comeback from the holiday season. It'll be exclusive to our patrons and will provide the opportunity to play with the STF cast and community a little bit more one-on-one. So if you liked STF con and you're like, I didn't get enough games, I didn't play enough things, I missed out on Assault on the Pools of Paradise or Rescuing Kuiper or whatever other nonsense that we throw out there, this is your chance to come play with us and tell us about how much you loved or hated your holiday season, blow off some steam. I just want to stress that this is going to be much more small scale, but also much more intimate and a lot more chance to interact with the cast. We're going to really try to make ourselves available to play more than since we're not going to be organizing anything, this is going to be like a one day of a weekend type deal. But I think it's just a nice way for all of us as a community to come together. So as you can see, we have a lot of exciting changes and updates in the works. But as we continue to grow the network, we are also constantly working on ways to improve the patron experience. So we will be launching a specialized Patreon survey in the near future to gauge how everyone is enjoying the new changes and to hopefully launch more updates tailored to what you actually want and love. And just to wrap up the discussion on our content streams, we are pleased to announce that you will see the return of STFU in 2023. It will be treated as a once a quarter interview show for now, but we hope to excite you with some really great guests and ones that are relevant to what we are doing at the time. We have a lot of new things going on and in the works, and what better way to showcase all of our exciting new branding and content than with a new website? Yep, we have redone our website from the ground up. So head over to that's right, I'm old, www.thestfnetwork.com. To learn more about our current and upcoming shows, get the scoop on the crew and characters, and check out our new store with new merch. That's right, a new brand means new stuff. We would love to see you represent the STF network with some fancy new swag. Okay, well, I really am going a lot long now, but I just have to say, we are so incredibly grateful to all of you who have listened and supported us as we've grown. And we're so truly excited to be taking the next step in our journey as a TTRPG network with you, our possums, our community. Again, just from the bottom of my heart, to my castmates, to all the crew of STF, and to all of you who are part of this beautiful community, thank you. I cannot believe that I have the pleasure of doing a video like this. It's just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm gonna not get all emotional and teary-eyed, but I just can't thank you guys enough for everything that you've done for us. So from all of us here at Strange Table Fellows Network, we'll see you.